Welcome along in, everybody. This is the Red Card Radio preview for match week 9. Technically, it's match week 9. We're only playing, this will be the 8th game, but whatever, we're getting into it. And of course, as always, I'm James. I support Arsenal. That's Brad. He supports Chelsea. Down below, that's Sean. He supports Tottenham. And still with us this week, as always, it's Jimmy. He supports Liverpool. Everybody, big round of applause for Jimmy. Welcome him back. If you haven't checked out the news episode from earlier this week, you should definitely check that out. Jimmy kind of gave us his breakdown on all-star games, on the Premier League thus far, on England, on the USA national teams. Definitely go check it out. It was a great episode. You all should really check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But what we've got on offer coming up this weekend is 10 Premier League matches. It's been quite some time since we've had 10 Premier League matches in a weekend. All four of us are very excited for obvious reasons. Liverpool's finally being allowed to play football again.
It's a miracle.
Same with Chelsea. Chelsea used to play again too.
Well, Chelsea wasn't allowed to play because of their opponents, but it wasn't Chelsea's reason why. Anyway, I digress. But
bad rep, undeserved.
Oh, sure. Kicking off this weekend, undeserved. Saturday morning is the North London derby. Arsenal hosting Spurs at the Emirates. That's going to be a cracker. We got Bournemouth hosting Brentford, Palace hosting Chelsea. That should be pretty good London derby there. Fulham are hosting Newcastle, Liverpool hosting Brighton. That's a long way for Brighton to go up to Anfield. Southampton hosting Everton, and that's equally a long way for Everton for it to go down to Southampton. West Ham hosting Wolves in the Battle of the W's this weekend. That rounds out Saturday. And then on Sunday, we've got the Manchester derby at the Etihad, City hosting United, Leeds hosting Villa, and then Monday night, we got the Monday night fixture. We've got, Sean, is this a relegation 6-pointer?
El Sacchio?
Is this an El Sacchio? Well, it's not. The problem is it's not an El Sacchio because Forest aren't going to sack their manager.
Well, the reason it's not an El Sacchio is because the Forest manager doesn't even know where he is right now.
Yo, don't be rude. Don't be rude.
He looks confused.
That's just his. Never mind. I'm not going to say that.
It's general face. Just looks confused at all times.
But this is the 1 point Leicester 20th position against the 4 points Nottingham Forest in 19th position. So this is really bottom of the barrel, as bottom of the barrel as you can get. Is Leicester going to be able to pick up their first victory real quick? Do you guys think Leicester will win? Any of you?
0-0 draw.
Oh,
yeah,
it's going to be pain.
Draw.
Terrorism.
It's going to be a terrible game.
Oh,
football terrorism.
It's going to be 0-0 or like 4-4. Neither team can play defense.
I mean, I'd be down with 4-4. That would be pretty good.
Yeah, 4-4. Leicester, Forest can score goals. They've been known to get after. They just can't defend at all. They can't. They cannot defend.
Your boy Dean Henderson just ships goals left, right, and center.
Well, if he had an adequate back line, all right.
I'm not as high on Dean Henderson as Sean is, but I do think the Nottingham back line is atrocious.
Yeah,
and I think some of it may be chemistry. I don't know, but
it's a lot of things. I think.
Yeah,
there's a few things in that.
I said with the Newcastle takeover, I said you got to build from the back. You get a goalie, you get a couple center backs, you get that defensive mid. Like you start building from there, and then you can fit some wings around there. Like you can start building. Now they didn't listen to me, and they went and got Kieran Trippier right away, which made a difference. But they did get the goalkeeper. Then they got the center back, Botman, and now look at them. Like you get that little defensive pairing first. Like you can't lose games.
Yeah,
if you don't give up goals.
If you get the spine of your team right, you become a lot more difficult to play against. But
Nottingham also just changed their tactics. It's like, I mean, if they have defensive issues, don't play defense. Go full leads and just high pressure all the time.
Bielsa.
Full leads.
Yeah,
you keep your two center backs back and just try to prevent the counterattack. But you have to get your full team to commit to playing offensive defense, essentially.
Yeah, Bielsa the first year up. Like Leeds was like, we talked about this, how fun they were to watch because they're like, you know what? We're not good at defending, so let's go that way. Come on. You know what? It was fun to watch because either they're losing 5-0 or they're going to win 5-4.
I remember.
Either way, we're scoring.
I remember you saying go that.
It don't matter. It don't matter to the leads.
Sean, what's happening in the North London Derby?
You're coming to this first?
Yeah, we're starting at the North London Derby.
Wow.
Or do you not want to? Are you afraid? Do you want me to wait a couple minutes? Is this fear?
Or
trepidation?
Or maybe you want to wait a couple months because the Rona's got a little something going around your camp. Maybe you want to wait a couple months, see if your players are.
I wanted to play you guys last week. I want to play you guys tomorrow. I want to play you every day.
Oh, I just thought the general thought around Arsenal was that we just wait until you're healthy, and then we'll play. But that didn't work out for you last time, so I guess you're ready to play on our normal scheduled day this time. You guys are going to get smattered at the Emirates.
Tell me how. Do tell.
Well, Sonny's rolling into form. So now we've got Sonny scoring in the league. We've got Sonny scoring in the international. We've got Richarlison scoring in the league. We've got Richarlison scoring. I think he scored 3 goals international out of 2 games. So we've got some informed people, and then we got Kane that we can just excuse.
He scored some goals.
He scored a penalty. I'm not counting that.
That's goals. He's in form. That's goals, man.
No, I don't count penalties. Listen, I can be as biased as I want.
Let's rewind to like 7 or 8 podcasts ago.
Penalties. That's your bread and butter, Sean. I digress.
It is not. All I said is that everyone. Hold on. All I said was that everyone associates Harry Kane with penalty kicks because he's the only one that could take them in the team. And so everyone considers him a flopper because he's the one that takes the penalty. He's not the one that gave up the penalty. I
don't consider him a flopper. I consider him a little bit of a dirty player.
Agreed.
I will not refute that, and I like it. I like that he's a dirty player because I want my entire team to be dirty players.
Okay, I don't.
I will tell you that my take on this game, Tottenham and Arsenal have been 2 of the teams in the best form so far this year. This game should be a classic. But what is the 1.5 over-under on number of red cards given in this game?
Is Xhaka starting? I need to know that first.
Xhaka and Dyer are both getting a red card, so I'm going to say
I was going to say, if Xhaka and Dyer are both starting, the answer is over.
Yeah.
I saw someone critique Romero about being aggressive. And I was like, he has literally 0 red cards. Well, he doesn't even have a double yellow.
Well,
he does not even have a double yellow.
But
he may be a dirty player. He may get a lot of yellows. He doesn't even have a double yellow.
Okay, but he should have had a red card 6 weeks ago.
No, he shouldn't have.
Okay. All right. And this is why Sean's take on this North London Derby is so important.
What's your score?
I was going to say, I think most listeners, myself included, do understand that most of the things that come out of Sean's mouth regarding Tottenham and most things that come out of Brad's mouth regarding Chelsea, mostly BS.
This actually should be it would be an interesting conversation of like listener confidence in like our ability to be objective about our team.
It's terrible.
Across the board, all of us are bad.
I mean, James, you're I think I give you a little bit of an edge, a little bit of an edge. But yes, last year he had Arsenal winning the league. He was I mean, that was one of the ones
100 points. Hold on, they got mad because they thought I was going to we were going to 3 games. James said 100 points. He saw.
It was a bad take. I agree with. Again, he has been a little bit better.
I would have to go back and check the tape because I'm not sure I said 100 points on the podcast. I think that was that was in our text message.
It has been discussed on the podcast though multiple times.
Because nothing that we speak about in confidence is ever in confidence. We need to pick a score, Sean. And by the way, I think that you're absolutely wrong on all these points. I think Spurs are good. I think Arsenal are better. I think our players are better than your players. I think our coach is better than your coach. I think our tactics are better than your tactics. I think our stadium is better than your stadium. And I think that our grass is greener than yours. And
all right, I'm going to go ahead and correct my previous statement that James is about even with all of you guys now.
Okay.
Thank you, James.
With the exception of the manager, I think all of the statements that I made are observable. With slight exceptions and slight positions. I would say that your number 9 is better than our number 9.
But that's Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Who's your number 9?
Jesus. Yeah, and I think that Harry Kane is better than Jesus. I think there are slight exceptions. I think if we did it combined,
you don't think Son's better than Martinelli?
Okay, yeah. I
think
I will give you that.
I can start walking this back down. You think all right? So I'll give you Saka. So I'll even give you Saka. I would argue Kulusevski.
You'd be wrong.
I would argue
Saka's
that
better.
though, but Saka is better. So now we're going to the midfield. You got any of our midfielders better than
Partey over Højbjerg, Xhaka over Bentancur. Who's the other
Absolutely.
one?
Absolutely
not. Odegaard over
Odegaard's definitely starting.
Oh, Basuma. I'm taking all three.
Odegaard starting over Basuma.
Yeah.
Defense.
I think I might disagree with the other two, Sean, on here. Like Partey, Højbjerg is a coin flip. Odegaard's getting into that lineup.
Partey is awful.
Hold on. Look at James trying to defend Partey now because Partey's the new Conte, right? He's better than Conte.
Okay, that was not a good take 2 years ago.
He's not a good passer.
You just don't watch. You don't watch, and that's fine. I understand that you watch less Arsenal than I watch, and I watch a lot less Spurs than you watch. But you don't watch Arsenal if you think Partey's a bad passer.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll give you the independent take. I think Arsenal's midfield is better than Tottenham's, but I think the best player on the field belongs to Tottenham, and that's Son. And I think the attacking front line overall for Tottenham is better than Arsenal's.
Okay, but here's the better question: is whose attack versus their? So is Arsenal's attack versus Spurs defense a bigger delta or a bigger difference than Spurs attack against Arsenal's defense? That would be the more interesting question.
I don't know. I that's why I say I'm so excited about this match. I think these teams match up very well. I think they're very evenly matched.
I wouldn't disagree.
I think Tottenham's defense might be slightly weaker, but it's only slight, and it could go either way. I think right now. I think Arsenal can control that game. I think Arsenal controls the game. I think Arsenal dominates possession in this game.
Yeah.
But has a hard time scoring because Tottenham generally packs it back, and no one counterattacks. I've said this for a year now. Plus, no one counterattacks better than Tottenham. Agreed. And I don't think Arsenal can keep Son out of the goal, especially if he stays in form. Now the international break screws with people. I think Son puts in 2 against Arsenal.
So I would agree with you that Arsenal's biggest weakness or biggest potential area of concern would be on the break in like dealing with a counterattack. And that's obviously where Spurs are most dangerous. But I really am confident in Arsenal's score.
All right, Jimmy. Jimmy, you said
we need to move on, Sean.
You said Son's scoring 2 goals. How many goals are Arsenal scoring, and is that all Spurs are scoring? Are those 2 Son goals?
It's I think the game ends 2-1 Spurs.
Okay. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Hold on, we need to fix this. Oh no, that's right. Okay.
I got it. I think it's 1-1. Sean?
This one, I'm gonna put my bias aside. I'm probably with Jimmy. It's a 2-1, and it's a nail biter.
For who? For Spurs?
I think it's gonna be a great. I think it's gonna be a great game. I think this is gonna be a classic.
It's a nail biter and probably like a 85th winner or something like that.
Do you think it's Spurs that win?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
James, what's yours?
2-1 the other way.
Spurs take the lead. Arsenal win 2-1.
Okay. I think Jimmy has this game nailed, head on. I think this is going to be a classic. I think this is going to be a great game. I think it's going to be 10-on-10. Shaka and Dyer both going off. And it'll be a meme game where it ends 1-1. It's going to end in a draw.
Let's talk Palace Chelsea.
We can go there.
Let's go there, just because I've been hearing recently over just how Arsenal have had such an easy schedule. Arsenal haven't played anyone big, so going away to Palace should be easy work for Chelsea, right? Because that's Arsenal did it. Arsenal got a 2-0 victory, so Chelsea should easily get that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Graham Potter is working his magic, and we're dubbing Palace. I think Broja starts. That's going to be my hot take. Is I think Oba's on the bench and Broja starts.
Scout's honor, I can tell you, away at Palace is not an easy game.
But that's just what the online.
That's because you're Tottenham.
Yeah, it's for Tottenham. Yeah. It's not for Chelsea. It's for Tottenham.
What do you think, Jimmy? How do you read this game?
Chelsea's been bad. Yeah. They've been their form is not great. Their club, the back house, whatever you want to call it, is a complete mess. There's like 2 people that work at Chelsea anymore.
One is Todd Bowles.
No, there's 5. He brought 4 people with him. Graham Potter brought 4 people with him. So there's at least 5 back there. Okay.
That's the coaching staff. I'm talking about even like the behind the scene. I'm not sure if there's anyone left that like makes the food for the players.
Todd Bowles keeps firing people. He fired another person today.
I think Bowley serves the food in the cafeteria.
He might. He's doing all the other jobs. I'm not going to be surprised if Palace surprises Chelsea at home.
I don't think that would be a surprise.
But I mean, again, historically, you look at this game, you think Chelsea takes this.
Agreed.
So I think it's a surprise because Chelsea versus Palace, it's almost a given normally that Chelsea would win. Now, if it's Tottenham Palace, of course you take Palace because Tottenham. But in this case, I think it's a low scoring thing. If anything, it's one like maybe 1-0 Palace.
I think I look at the form of the teams right now. Palace have looked dangerous in almost all the games they've played. I don't think that they've been out of any of the games that they've played. And I think that if they just were more clinical at finishing, they would have won more of the games that they've played. But yeah, clearly,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is the start of the season. Like I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is week 1, right?
No.
Technically, I think it's week 9.
It is the 9th match week, but what is this your 7th game?
Okay. This feels like match week 1.
I don't know.
What about this Liverpool Brighton, Jimmy?
Yeah. What do you
got on that?
This is a tough one, right? Because again, Liverpool's form has been not good, but they also haven't played in what feels like a month.
Yeah.
Now there's Chelsea.
This feels like a get right game.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing though. Like Brighton, again, we talk about the coaching staff and what's going on there. Like I don't know if have they actually hired a manager yet?
No,
they did. I forget his name.
No,
I think they did.
I thought that was another team.
Well, I think they had a short list, but I don't know that I've seen them sign the one guy.
No, they did.
Right. I think Brad might actually be right.
It's Roberto De Zerbi.
Yeah, that's right.
Where's he from?
An Italian manager, but he was at shoot.
So
give me
you've got
Shakhtar.
Okay, so you've got
before that.
Okay, so you've got a first game for a new manager at Anfield.
Yeah, welcome.
I like Liverpool in this game, especially because we've had some time off. We've got people back from injuries. I think we're still missing Andrew Robertson. We're still missing Keita, which again, Keita hurts us from a depth perspective, but not necessarily the starting line. But we got Thiago back. We've got Henderson. So we should see Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho start the game in midfield. And if not Henderson, Elliott, right?
Yeah.
So that's a really strong starting lineup. Our entire front 5 or whatever you want to call it is healthy. So I think you're going to see. I think you probably see Firmino. No, actually, you know what? I think you might see Jota, Luis Diaz, and Salah play. And then you got the kind of the standard back four. I think Matip is not fully fit. Who I still kind of like over Conte, but Conte is fantastic. I think Liverpool probably get themselves together and win this game. But I would not be surprised if Brighton does Brighton things and takes it to Liverpool. But if I remember right, even under Graham Potter, Liverpool generally had Brighton's number.
I don't see a world where Brighton get a result in this game.
I just feel like this is a get right game. This is after a couple weeks off. This is like a Klopp. Let's get the team right. And this is a 4-0. This has 4-0 Liverpool written all over it.
I mean, Liverpool sometimes struggle after an international break. They often struggled after an international break followed by 2 weeks off. It's could be weird. There's like there's a lot to being in a rhythm as a team.
This to me seems like it's like a Mo Salah hat trick, and I have to eat a little bit of crow for all of the kind of
I hope so.
crap that I've talked about him this year. Yeah,
what I would like to see is I would like to see the return of Diogo Jota. That's what I hope for. I hope he can come in. He plays 60 plus minutes, nets 1 or 2, and if Mo gets one, great. But I mean, if I had to pick the score, I'm going to guess 3-0.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty lopsided. Should we mosey on over to Manchester?
No one cares about Manchester.
Battle of the Baldies. This is
Battle of the Baldies.
This is the bald fraud derby.
See, I want to take a moment here because
take a moment
because we crapped all over United and Ten Hag the first couple of games, and granted, he has taken Ronaldo and Maguire out of the lineup, but since then they have been playing phenomenal football. Like let's all be honest here.
I disagree.
I'm not willing to see the fact they've been playing phenomenal football.
I don't know that they've been playing phenomenal. They just haven't had their worst players playing in the team.
They got up for the Liverpool match.
Worst players.
And they barely beat Southampton. They barely beat Leicester. They got up for the Arsenal game. They lost to Real Sociedad.
What have we talked about being a good manager? You win the games you need. You get the points.
Yeah, sure.
So you talk about barely beat. Okay, well they won the game though.
Okay, but when but
there's a big difference to barely beating Southampton and getting your players up to play Arsenal.
You said
that they go against City in that Alien.
Your claim was that they've played phenomenally well. That's a subjective. That's a subjective read.
It is subjective compared to the poop they were playing as.
But so are you saying they're playing phenomenally well comparatively to their first 3 games?
I'm saying City are winning 3-1. All I'm saying is this is going to be a decent game.
I don't even think United score, bro. I really don't. Like, I don't think this is going to be a good game. I think this is going to be a terrible game. Like, I'd rather watch Liverpool Brighton than I think the City United game. I think City absolutely demolish United.
Ten Hag's got these boys playing. That's all I'm saying.
I think from as a neutral, I think what we hope to see is Haaland not score any goals, obviously, because he left Dortmund and is a traitor.
He's got to catch up in the goal. Yeah.
We also hope that Jadon Sancho doesn't score any goals because he left Dortmund and is a traitor.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. And it ends 0-0. And it is a boring game because no one cares about Manchester.
I mean, I'd be down with a 0-0 boring match, but there's this guy. I'm actually not even sure he's a guy, but his name's Erling Haaland, and he is going to be feasting all over 5'7" Lisandro Martinez. The dude jumping.
What I want to see is I want to see them just decide to play Maguire this game. Against Haaland.
Just because.
If that happens, 6-0. Haaland scores 4.
Yes, I believe you're correct.
Yeah.
Martinez at least has positioning correct.
Yeah, Martinez has turned out to be a really good defender.
He is a well above average defender.
Absolutely.
Well above average.
But, I mean, I think we all want to see a draw, right? Yeah. We want to see a draw.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we want Haaland and Sancho to score all the goals because they're obviously the two best players on the field.
We want them to score none of the goals.
No, Sancho's not scoring any goals.
Sancho's
not getting the ball.
I'm going to take an Ederson penalty kick. Back in the day, throwback. Yeah, I struggle to see a world where United get a result in this match. But I guess I struggled to see a world where United got a result against Liverpool and United got a result against Arsenal, and both those things happened. So
I mean, Liverpool was awful,
yeah,
awful against United, and I don't think City can play as bad as Liverpool did in a game. It's impossible. Liverpool was terrible in that game.
I don't know if did I say it on pod, Jimmy, about my buddy texting me about betting on the Liverpool Manchester United game, and this is week 3, by the way. Did I say it on pod?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, all right. So he asked me. This is week 2, by the way. You've lost to 2 bad teams, and then going into the Liverpool game, and he said, "Am I dumb for taking Manchester United to win just with the odds?"
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think you did talk about this. Yeah.
And I said, "I don't know, man. I wouldn't personally, but it's a rivalry game. You never know. Like it's when you throw the rivalry in there."
And it was in Manchester. I mean, that's the thing. A big rivalry game at your home.
Yep.
You are expected to win that game.
Yep. It just throws all the betting odds off. You can just throw the betting odds out the window because who knows? Yeah. You don't know on a rivalry game.
So wait, but Jimmy, you said Liverpool played like garbage, right? That game?
Yeah, they played terrible. Yeah.
And United still only had less than 30% possession. They might not kick the ball after kickoff.
That's a fair point.
Like,
yeah, I mean, but again, that's Liverpool and City, right? I mean, they generally control games, and the teams that at least, I mean, not necessarily City, but the teams that beat Liverpool counterattack well. I mean, that's what United did against us, and that's why we always struggle against Spurs. Now, always struggle against Spurs is a little bit of a reach, but
and City.
That's because like I think Liverpool, the book is out on Liverpool. Attack the right.
I mean, yeah, that's how you beat Liverpool. Everybody knows that. I mean, if you can counterattack well against Liverpool and create those chances, you have a very good chance of winning. But you have to prevent them from scoring.
Yeah,
and a lot of teams have issues with that because Liverpool, like historically, of the last, well, not historically, but let's say the last 5 years, they've found ways to break teams down, and they counter your counterattack really well.
Yep. Well, they can just break a defensive line like with a single pass really well. Liverpool are exceptionally good at getting the ball from their final third to your final third in a single pass.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I was going to say earlier, is that what I like about Conte so far that I've seen is that when we are in the attacking third, everyone is around, we pass it around, we find, we're okay in attack. We're good. We're passing around, we're finding. And then when it's time to pack it in, we pack it in. And then we break on the counter. Like it's like no one looks uncomfortable. Everyone just moves back into their position.
That's your discipline.
So far,
Liverpool can't pack it in. Liverpool's incapable of packing it in. They're terrible at it.
Everyone just freelances.
Well, no,
they want to
Trent
attack.
Doesn't know how to play defense. Trent doesn't know what the halfway line is.
They want to press. They want to get the ball back. Liverpool hate if you have the ball. They want the ball back. They don't want you to have the ball.
Yep.
Whereas Tottenham are okay with you having the ball.
Yeah, that's fine.
Different styles.
That's fine.
Different structure, different folks.
Yeah, that's right. It turns into a 5-4-1.
Or if you're Chelsea, a 5-4-2.
Good math there.
Quick maths. All right.
I didn't expect you to crack me up to end this podcast, but here we are.
Got you. All right. So if you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, leave us a comment. If you're on one of the podcasts, hit us with a 5-star review. Leave us a comment. Jimmy, from my heart to your, thank you so much for coming us this week. Join us this week. We really appreciate it. Again, big round of applause for you, Jimmy.
Appreciate it, guys. I'm happy to be on. It's been real fun.
I'm glad that we finally got the schedules to match up, because this has been a long time coming.
Bazillions of kid activities.
Yeah, man.
We know that struggle.
Darn kids, right, Sean? Right, Sean. All right.
How many soccer practices you got to take your kids to every week, Sean?
At least on a scale of 1 to 7, It's 0.
Hit us up on Twitter. That's at KSBradG. That's at Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. And like Jimmy said last time, hit him up in the Red Card Radio Discord. He is at Jimmy in the Discord. Link is in the description below. We collectively are at redcard_radio. And if you have some comment for Jimmy, we can get it to him if you tweet at us. We will make sure that he sees it. But until next time, see you guys. We will, for sure. Have a good one. Check back next week after the games. Let us know what you think. Good night. I'm hitting the wrong buttons.